Hey everyone, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about making a sketch. So I'm going to show you how to make a sketch, rename a sketch, and then a couple of very simple tools to get you going. Right. So if you notice, I am in the practice document that we made in the last video. Right. So in order to make a sketch, you're going to click, sketch, and you're going to click what plane you want to work on. Right. Your top, your front, or your right side. Typically, I always like to begin on the top, so I would hit top, and now you can see my sketch plane is on the top, right? So what I do to make my life easier is I utilize our views over here, right? If I'm holding the right click, I can move the mouse around. If I get lost, here, trimetric. And in order to make yourself really easy, just click on top. Now you're looking straight down. So it's really important over here. You see, it shows you what's your sketch plane, top view, where it says sketch 1. If I hit the pencil tool, I can then rename it. So typically, this is a really, really, really good way to keep yourself organized. So maybe I'm just going to call it top. And then I can begin sketching. Now, if you notice over here, sketch 1 is now top. So all of your sketches, all of your extrudes, and we'll get into that in the next video, but all of your really tools or operations you're trying to do, they all get listed here. So if you name them properly to begin with, when you go back and have to edit something, it makes your life so much easier, right? So now we're looking at the top view when we're sketching. This dot here is like our origin. It's 0, 0 in our coordinate grid, and then we have one here and here. I typically like to start at the origin, just makes your life easier. So the first thing I want to show you is the line tool. So if I click line, I can start at the center, the origin, right? You see how it is a circle with a box around it, right? So I click that, and then I can just, it starts making the line. If you notice, as I go longer, you see the dimension start to change. If you see how my line is dashed as it's going through, right? That means it's perfectly straight, it's perfectly perpendicular. And if I go straight up, same exact thing, right? But I could go out however far I want. And now once I click, I can then input a dimension if I wanted. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So now I can go straight up, go over, down, go back, and that is now a closed shape. So if I hit escape on my keyboard, now my mouse is out, and you can see that is a rectangle that we just created. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a shape with perfectly straight sides. So if I click it and I can hit delete, or if I go to a part and hit delete on my keyboard, it will delete it. Or if I select a bunch of stuff and hit delete on my keyboard, it goes away. I certainly could do Control Z and it undoes what I just did. So I'll go all the way back, right? I can go to the line tool, click, and I can go and make any kind of funky shape that I want. But you're going to notice something, right? So if I hit escape on my keyboard, it gets me out of the tool. So I made a shape, but it's not colored in. That means that that shape is not an actual shape. Okay, so what we need to do, if I click the line tool, I can then click here and then go back to the origin. And now that it's colored in, it is a shape all by itself. And again, I'm just going to escape. Click and drag a box around it, delete it, delete all those, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so if I want to use the corner rectangle tool, I click rectangle, I start here in the corner at the origin, and now it will make a rectangle. And as you see, the dimensions start to go for me. So I could click, and then they're going to be highlighted. So if I want to put my dimensions in from the beginning, I can go 2, enter. That'll make the bottom or the length dimension 2 inches, and if I hit 2 again, makes the depth 2 inches, and I hit escape and it gets me out of it. Again, I'll highlight it and delete it. If I use the circle tool, so I click circle, start from the origin, and there's a couple different ones, but I'm only going to go to the basic one, center point circle, click, and now I can make my circle, and as you see, that's showing us the diameter of that circle. So if I want to go 2, enter, boom. Right, so now I have my circle. You can certainly input dimensions as you go if you're using the line tool, right? Maybe I want to go here, I click, I only want to go over 2 inches, enter, now it's a 2-inch line, I can go down here. Maybe I only wanted that to be 1.5, whatever, right? And I can escape and I can end. But what if we were drawing or doing our lines, right? Or I'll even use a rectangle for now. I go out and I just hit escape, right? So there's no dimensions on this part. We can actually use the dimension tool by clicking right here where it looks like an actual dimension. If you hover over top of it, it says dimension, and then inside the parentheses is going to be the keyboard shortcut. So I can either click on it or hit D. Now, once I click, and this is really important, you want to click from where you want to start to where you want to end to measure, and now it'll bring up the dimension. So right now it's 2.9. Maybe I want to make that, 2.5. Enter. Same thing here. I'll do our, in this case, our depth. So top to bottom. It's 1.19 right now. I'm going to make it 1.25. And now my dimension is fixed. So you can add dimensions as you go with the shape tools, the line, the rectangle, or the circle. Or you can make your shapes and then go back and dimension them later with the dimension tool. All right. Hope that helps. See you in the next video.